If we look back in this country's history, there has never been a budget that delivered what Māori needed. We are at least 20% of the country's population. This is important. Don't ever let anyone downplay that number, because in a democracy, the numbers count. As does proportionality. Don't ever let anyone downplay that number, because in a democracy, the numbers count. As does proportionality. So if we consider the budget being discussed today, $180 billion of your money, e te whānau, and we consider proportionality, it stands that 20% of the population who are Māori should expect to see an investment of 20% of that $180 billion made in their name.
There's no such thing as Māori funding, there's funding for New Zealanders. I'm really getting tired of people trying to racially profile us, put us into categories based on our ancestry or whakapapa, and then try and tag the budget funding for that. It's just got to stop.
Why?
Because it's racist. The definition of racism is when you think a person's race is their most important characteristic and use that to characterise them. That's racism.
Are you against funding specifically for Māori?
I'm against any kind of race-based targeting of funding. I'm opposed to people who want to put all their emphasis on the 0.1% of human DNA that's different from each other and ignore the 99.99% that unites us.
So Pacifica funding as well, you would be against?
Well, I think you can work that out, yeah.
And we reproduce at a higher rate than of anyone else. We're currently 20% of the population, steadily moving towards being 30%. Yet when it comes to the distribution of budget funds, Māori are lucky to receive 1%. In a democracy, this seems absurd.
I would look at where people live, what education they have, what skills they have, what age they are. There's a whole lot of ways that you can look at people without having to categorise them by race. I do have a problem when you start saying that certain funding is for Māori and certain funding is not. If your lens through which you see other human beings is their race, then I think you're racist.
Don't ever let anyone downplay that number, because in a democracy, the numbers count. As does proportionality.